So let's get started. When I was a freshman, if you guys haven't read the title, I broke my elbow. Give or take the whole elbow. Anyway, when I was a freshman in high school, what happened, I had some friends over. I believe he was my boyfriend at the time. I'm not exactly sure. His name was Thomas. He was a new guy, whatever. I think he was my boyfriend at the time. I'm not sure if we were broken up or together right then and there. So it was him, my best friend Carissa at the time, and her brothers, both of them. And, oh Lord, so we were outside. It was summer. It wasn't summer. It was spring. It was like just turning warm, to where you could possibly swim, but it wasn't quite then. I don't honestly remember what month it was. So we're outside in my backyard. Okay, I have a 2-story house, and then there's, okay, I'll do it from this way. So here's my 2-story house, and then I have a little shed with my deck, and I have a pool. They're like, oh, let's go swimming in your pool. And I was like, okay. And they were like, do you have a ladder to get up on your shed? Because they wanted to get up on my shed and jump into my pool. Now that I think of it, it sounds dumb. It was not an in-ground pool. It was one of those pools you just fill water in. Like, pop-up pool ones from Walmart, for Christ's sake. But we were young, and we were, let's do it. So I pulled up one of our ladders. They all got on top. Alec, which is one of Carissa's brothers, was holding the ladder for me. I was the last one up, and I was going up, and I was like halfway. All of a sudden, Thomas jumps off of my shed, and jumps into the pool, and I fall off of the ladder onto the deck, the hardwood deck. I fall on my right arm. And they're like, oh my God, are you okay? And I'm like, oh yeah. And I'm standing up, and my arm is like, it's like completely like just dead. It's dangling. They're like, are you completely sure? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go talk to my mom real quick. And I go to my mom, and I take my arm, and I like put it up on me. And I'm like, Mom, we should probably go to the hospital. And she was like, what happened? And I like told her, I was like, I fell on my arm, and I like let it drop. And she's like, oh my God. And she started like putting on her shoes, and I was like, oh no, we can wait. Like, we can wait a few hours. It's okay. And she was like, are you sure? Like, we should go now. And I was like, no, Mom, lay down. I promise, I'll be back. So I go outside, and I'm holding my arm, and it has not kicked in. Like, it doesn't hurt yet. And that's why I was like, oh, I'm okay. Like, whatever. I was like, when it starts hurting, then I'll know. So then I'm sitting there on the bench because I can't do anything. My arm starts hurting. My friends are all having fun and hanging out, playing the music, taking pictures, etc., etc. And all of a sudden my arm starts hurting, and I'm like, ooh, and they're like, what? And I was like, nothing. We literally sat out there for like 3 hours, I'm going to say, till it started getting dark, or sunset was going to start happening, before I was like, okay, let's go. And I was like, okay, well, if you guys, because I didn't want to stop hanging out with my friends. I was like, if you guys want to go home, my mom can take me to the emergency room now. And they were like, no, we're going. And I was like, are you serious? And they're like, yeah, you're our friends, like, we're there for our friends. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, I got people that care about me. So anyway, so my mom's Ford Taurus fits 5 people. We had my mom, me, Carissa, Thomas, Alec, and Preston. So we fit everyone into the car. Oh, no, plus my little brother. My little brother was there too. And we fit everyone in the car, and we go to the hospital, and they're like, when did this happen? Actually, we're sitting in the waiting room for like maybe an hour and a half. Tops 2 hours. Me and my mom go back there, and they're like, how long ago did this happen? And I was like, oh, probably around 5 hours ago. And they got mad at me. They were like, you should have came in here earlier. And I was like, I know, I suck. I wasn't ready to leave my friends and stuff. And So they were like, okay, well, we have to get an x-ray. And I'll also, if I can find it, I think I have it, I still have the screw, and I might have a picture of the x-ray online. So hopefully I can find it. So we take x-rays and stuff, and they're like, you broke a couple of bones or you shattered a couple of bones, or I don't exactly remember what it was, but like a couple of my bones had like moved and cracked. Like it was like this, it should have been like this, it was like this and cracked or something like that. And so they had to take, they were like, okay, we're scheduling emergency, not emergency, but like, we're gonna put a splint on her, give her some medicine, and you'll go have surgery Friday. I think it was Wednesday. And then we had surgery Friday. So we show up Friday, the whole spiel, you know, you can't eat before midnight or after midnight, this, that, this, and that. So I go to the doctors and they put me under, and I wake up and my arm, like, it doesn't hurt at first, but it, like, oh my gosh. And I am not, you guys don't know this yet because I'm just starting my channel, but I'm letting you guys know now. I am someone that is totally okay with pain. I have 2 tattoos. I have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, which this got pierced twice. These were pierced 4 times. I pierced my own nose. I pierced my own lip. My belly button's been pierced 3 times. I am so okay with pain. No joke. I have a throbbing migraine right now, and I'm okay. Okay, not throbbing, but it's a migraine, and I didn't take any medicine, and I'm okay. But I'm telling you, oh my gosh, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna take my medicine. And I was the same way when I got my tonsils out and my wisdom teeth out. I was like, oh no, I'm good. So then we go home and I'm in bed for like maybe 2 hours, and I like can only sleep one way. My arm is in like some kind of splint, and it's up on a pillow. I can only sleep this one way because if I put pressure on this side, then my stitches are gonna like tear up and they'll have to go back. So I'm starting to get like in pain. Like I'm like, okay, it's bearable right now. A few hours later, I'm almost crying. I'm like, Mom, where'd you put my medicine? Like, I need it. So I started taking my medicine, and it was okay. But so I started going back into school on Monday, I think. I was out of gym for the rest of the year, and there was a girl I went to school with. I'm not going to say her name because if you know me personally, and if you used to go to the same schools as me, you already know, like if you went to my high school where I was as a freshman, you already know who this person is. And you already know what happened. So there's this girl in my gym class. Oh, I need a name to call her. So let's say this girl's name is Madison. Same grade as me. We used to be best friends in grade school. Went to her birthday parties, went to her house. Everything. Like we were friends. Starting in middle school, we started to like get away from friends. Like it was like, I'm more popular, you're not. So we kind of just like drifted. It wasn't like, I don't know. There was one day in 6th grade where like it was her birthday party, and I went last year, and she like hadn't invited me yet, and I was like, hey, why didn't I get an invitation to your birthday party? And she was like, you're about to, but if you're gonna give me attitude, then you can just not come. And we just had like a little argument, and then we didn't talk for like 3 years till like I broke my elbow. So needless to say, I really didn't want to be friends with her anymore. I mean, now, present time, we're okay. We've never really talked about what happened between us, honestly. But honestly, I don't really think it matters anymore, to be honest. Like we were young. So Madison is in the same gym class as me. We're in the same classes, almost. And I don't have to dress out for gym. And a couple of the girls are like, oh, what happened? What happened? And I'm like, oh, I broke my elbow. I fell off a ladder, like this weekend or whatever it was. And Madison, God, I about said her name. She didn't say it in front of my face. I heard it from like 3 other people, but she told people that I was faking it. And I thought that that was really like bitchy of her. And sorry if you guys don't like me cussing. I try not to do it too much, but honestly, that was a really bitch move. Like, I had a splint, and they were like, and I guess a couple other people thought so too. I don't exactly know who. Like, I know for sure this person said this. I don't know who else said what, so I'm not going to get into that because it's not relevant. If I don't actually know who it is, I can't just blame people who said stuff when I don't know who actually said it. So, but I guess a couple other people, like, believed her and was like, oh, you're lying, blah, 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 you're lying. And I was like, no, I'm not. Like, who started this? And they told me who started it. And I went up to Madison, and I was like, so you think I'm faking? And she was like, yeah, like, it's kind of weird. And I was just like, okay. So, like, the next day, I brought my x-rays, and I brought, like, paperwork or whatever I brought. I think it was, like, my x-rays and my bracelet. And I was like, you still think I'm faking? Like, I know I don't like gym. I'm not very athletic, but I'm not gonna fake it. Like, very obvious. Like, my arm was stuck just like this. Stuck. No joke. And, like, I could not unwrap my arm yet because it was, my stitches were still healing. And, I don't know, this went on for a few weeks because I could not take my splint off except for to, like, go shower. And then when I took it off, they were like, oh, you weren't faking. And I was like, no, I wasn't. But to this day, like, I don't know. For someone, I honestly like Madison now, but back then, I don't even know. But to this day, like, people, I've been to like 3 different high schools since then, 2 different high schools since then. People will be like, oh, what's that on your elbow? And it's my stitches. It's right here. And actually, it's 2 of my stitches because the first time, my freshman year, they put a screw in me. The second time, my sophomore year, they took it out, but they left like a ball in it. And so that's why you can see the stitches over here more, because the first time they like cut all of this open, and the second time they just did half of it. That's why this side's more faded. I guess I just noticed that. Anyway, so that is how I broke my elbow. I'm sorry if it wasn't very interesting. I know that a lot of YouTubers are very interesting, and I also know that part of that is because they try to exaggerate a lot. And I'm not pointing out anyone because, I mean, I'm sure I slightly do it too, so, you know, whatever. But I'm trying my best to, like, just be real with you guys. Like, if you guys honestly think that I'm cool, then you guys will watch me, you know? And either way, I'm gonna keep making these videos because I don't care if I get YouTube famous or not. I feel great that I even have maybe, if only 10 of my subscribers actually watch my videos, I'm okay with that because that still means that somebody wants, like, somebody is watching. Like, as long as there's somebody's watching, I will keep doing videos. Let's just say that. So, if you guys have not liked or subscribed, do it right there. Or not right there, but down below. If you guys haven't followed me on Twitter or Instagram, I will post a thing below. Or put it in my description for you to go hop on there. I would definitely advise people to follow me on Twitter, if anything, because that's where I run my polls for what videos I will film. You guys can choose what you watch, I'm telling you, okay? I am not just beauty. I am not just story times. I am not just advice. And I am not just a day in the life. I'm everything. You request it, I will review it, and if I can do it, I will do it, as long as it is appropriate. I'm sorry this video is so long, but it's a story time, so it's okay, right? Okay, Yes. Mwah, mwah, mwah.